he somehow finds a way to get 2 or 3. Just his movement and just the way he approaches the game is just insane. So yeah, definitely Fallen, certainly a player to keep an eye out on. I would certainly as well think that when you see ops out on guys like Simple and Guardian, it'll be pretty cool to see them play as well.
Yeah, certainly be curious to see how the Opus factor in if Simple's maybe going to pick it up a few times. We do have an observer, by the way, as well, which takes a lot off my mind, which is awesome. Woo. Yeah, Potato stood in, one of the admins, and so far,
He's not doing bad.
Yeah, he's not doing a bad job.
He's catching some kills.
Fine. More than I was hitting anyway. Simple is going to get taken down, leaving Guardian in a 1-on-3, and it's not going to be 1-on-3 for too much longer. Fallen, who had a pretty lackluster Dust too. I think he finished on like 8 for 15, 8 for 16, which is a very... I mean, it's not really what you expect to be saying against a player of Fallen's caliber. Maybe going to try and make a commensurate on here and train.
Yeah, so when the pistol's certainly going to help out, allow them to go ahead and dip into their money right away, and Fallen will immediately grab onto a scout, so we'll already have a scoped weapon in play. Basically, as soon as this thing tees off, we are to see Simple, though, just wrecks Edward with the 1 dig. Fallen is quick to trade out, however, a couple of headshots coming out with the scout here. So now we'll turn over to him as he's just looking for any more casualties to try to put down. It looks like Flaming FNX will take care of it instead.
Fallen with 3 scout frags in that round, off the back of Uchiha going for a force. So it always amazes me how solid the players at the top level are with scouts. Their consistency with landing the headshots, you know, these quick flick shots, it definitely lends itself more to the more mobile of the zoomers, in my opinion, because you can be a lot more mobile with this guy. You can go for the jump shots and that sort of stuff. So
you can go for jump shots at the op now too, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that Reddit thread made me very depressed. Did you see it on Reddit?
Did you see the Deagle one?
Yeah.
It was just as bad, if not worse. Nothing wrong though. Nothing to see here, boys. We gotta update those pistol sounds though, for sure. Don't you love that new USP? Really cool, isn't it?
Jump shots better update the jump sound.
Yeah.
Let's not fix it. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did tilt me a little bit. Because you hate to see it, right? I mean,
to be fair, I actually think the new USP sounds kind of cool. But...
I like it a lot. I actually like a lot of the pistol sounds. I think I'm in the minority there, but I just feel in the hierarchy of sort of like the to-do list. Like,
but obviously that was easier to update a sound file than to change the mechanics of the game, so I don't know. There's a little bit of give and take there, but we are now into the opening go around, and Fallen will have upgraded to the AWP, so you get to see probably the best operator in the game right now in action, see what he can do.
4-player stack on A, leaving Flamey with his FAMAS to hold B by itself, which one of the... Well, it is the least powerful weapon on that side. I think most people would agree on the M4 and AWP, certainly on the tier list of weapons is up there. He has been joined by Edwards, who has been unbelievably good these last few show matches. And indeed, his form has definitely picked up, Dust. It's something you were talking about before when we were casting on Mirage and then Dust 2 afterwards. He has been like finding that upward trend again.
Yeah, it's been all about ever since Guardian had issues with the injury. It's been other players to step up around him. Flamey was doing it mostly in 2015 into the early part of this year, but yeah, Edwards also been a big factor there. But we are going to see Simple be the one to open things up this round. Gets a couple of kills already, open up the side of bomb site. FNX trying to come around, but Simple just keeps dispatching of them. And now it's going to be a 2 versus 3. Flamey does get 1, and he's looking for more, but it takes a little bit of damage here. Able to re-peek into Guardian, but still no one falls quite yet. I'm eventually going to clean him up, and so now it's all going to be on Edward. Man, we were talking about what can he do in a 1v3.
Well, he has a kit and a smoke, but the bomb's over on B, so he still has to traverse over that. It's quite a lot of real estate to retake back from the terrorists. He is going to get the drop on Guardian, but not going to convert, and for me, that's pretty much the end of the round as far as the CTs are concerned. And yeah, I mean, it was either going to be Coldzera picks up Edward or he tries to save the M4. There's no chance he gets to the bomb in time. So, terrorists finally get themselves on the board.
Indeed, they will. Still plenty of money here on the CT side, though, to at least get a buy this round. They will be hurting for it if they do lose this one, and obviously, Uchiha could have their economy reset as well. So this is basically a 2-for-1 deal type of round when you look at what they're working with going forward. So you're going to see all of Uchiha kind of gathered up inside the inner halls, with the exception of Seized, who is just kind of playing more towards T-Connector.
Grenade scraping past Guardian's head, takes him down to 68. Meanwhile, Simple will get the opening frag and break the deadlock into round 5. This will put Flamey once again on B by his lonesome until FNX joins him in connector. He's being spammed down and Simple will land the headshot partially through the smoke. Flamey answers back with 1 frag, but herein lays the issue with the FAMAS. He was just running out of bullets, running out of time. And he will go down, leaving both Fallen and Edwards with it all to do. Fallen comes through connector over the corpse of his teammate. That was picked off through the smoke. And now, if he gets this next kill, and the round is maybe still doable, but it's not looking good. The flash is also connecting on him. He's getting flanked from Guardian, and down he will go. Now all on Edward, who just wants to save the M4. Maybe he gets a kill on Simple if he peeks around the corner, but that's all he's going to get from this round. So Ichia looking to get their 2nd in a row.
Yeah, indeed they are. Edward trying to do his best to hold onto this M4 inside the break room here. Does actually upgrade to an AK. I guess you'd call it upgrade, maybe. I guess it depends on your preference. But he is going to get chased down by Showtime and a few others as well, so it's still not in the books that he'll be able to hold on to this. But so far, he's doing a pretty good job of keeping possession of this, as the 2nd round will surely go over to the T sides. The bomb has exploded. Nice little inter-execute. And now the money has finally run dry over on the GK side. Just that 1 AK Edwards able to hold on to will be in play. Everyone else likely just an upgraded pistol or something like that. We do see a Mag 7 come out from Taco, so putting a little bit more money into it, I suppose. But it's set up well for the T side to be successful, that's for sure.
I feel like, especially with players of Edwards' caliber, the AK definitely is more preferential over the M4 for that one-tap potential. Starting through onto a site. Guardian's down to 36 already, however, against pistol, so a very aggressive round as Cutware try and make up for their lack of firepower with ruthless aggression. As you highlighted before, Mag 7 could prove to be a determining factor, but another frag comes down and suddenly they have an AWP and an AK plus the Mag 7 to play with. The AK's been taken away as all 3 players now congregating through Ivy. That's going to get called by Edward, but the question is, are they going to go A or B as far as the CTs are concerned? Because either is a possibility, and it is going to be the latter of those options.
Ooh, Fallen gets there pretty early, though, right? I mean, he's already down the lower ramp before they've even pressed into the site with that bomb, so he certainly still could have a chance to maybe put a stop to this. I don't think they'd expect him to be here. Plus, we see Taco cutting a player off with the Mag 7, so this could still actually work out for the CT side. It's going to be difficult, but it can be done.
Element of surprise works against Showtime, now leaving coldzera in a 1-on-2. Has 100% of his health, and both the CTs are tagged down to fairly minimal health. 2nd frag comes through. Fallen tickles the bomb. It's going to force coldzera out into the open, and Fallen lands the shot. And he has enough time for the defuse as well. What a round. Capoeira take it just by the skin of their teeth. And on 24 HP, Fallen is the clutch hero.
Just the great aggression from them in the outer yard to get that op into Fallen's hands. He winds up with 3 kills on the round, getting just a nice flank into the inner yard through ladder. I don't think the T's were quite expecting him to be there that quickly. And so we are going to see them kind of steal a round away. So it's going to be 4-2. You can see Uchiha buying all they can, a scout on cold, and then an op on both Guardian and C's. So they're going all out here.
A lot of force buys into this game. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? We're kind of expecting it not necessarily to be the most serious of games, but the teams haven't messed around too much. You know, they have been playing pretty solid Counter-Strike by and large, but very aggressive from both teams, which we love to see. From a spectatorial viewpoint, it is very interesting and entertaining to watch. Aggression for Flamey up Ivy, but he's not going to get too much from this endeavour because Uchiha playing fairly passive and hoping that those AWPers can get the picks that they're so desperate for.
You're seeing that most of the players on the T side are playing positions they would normally play on their respective teams in default situations. So again, there still is that comfort level there. Even if you're not actually a team, you're still working the same spots you normally would. So we are going to see that one player has already fallen. It's going to be Guardian going down. And we're going to see coldzera trying to see if he can't get out of ladder with the scout and make something happen. In the meantime, Taco has spotted Seized here at the lower ramp and has done a little bit of damage. That bomb looks like it is going to be heading towards the inner bomb site any moment now.
Yep, and the smokes are landing, so set plays in effect, and as a result of having no more grenades, they have to pretty much push off the back of this. There's no point throwing the smokes and waiting until it's after it's ballooned to push in, because that's going to just end in death. And to be fair, it looks like that is going to be the state of affairs anyway. coldzera at 25 seconds with an AWP. I think really in his mind he wants to try and save. This is such a sketchy position to save in. First kill comes down, but that's going to give his position away. I expect to see the CT start to come through the woodwork to try and take that up away from him. Make sure they have no potency going through into the next round. If they can get him after time, even better. Because he'll have 0 funds to play with as well. Gets the leg shot. Very unfortunate not to pick off Taco, but with 2 seconds, he does die. So a small silver lining to that dark cloud overhead. But it is going to be very lackluster economy coming through into round number 8.
Indeed it is, but they did do a lot of damage in that first round, round 6. They had 4 players had the rebuy, and you see 1 player rebuying here. So the money's actually still pretty low on the GK side, despite the fact that they won the last 2 rounds in a row. Unfortunately, the Terrorists can't really do too much about it. In this round, you can see they just have, what, 3 Glocks and 2 P250s head armor on Simple. So they're not really going to be able to punish too much. This could be where GK gets their money back in order. As you see Cold trying to make something happen here at the ladder room, but not going to hit it smart. The bomb's alone at Ivy with Simple. Everyone else over towards ladder and inner hall, so a little bit interesting to see them so separated.
I think maybe they're trying to get the brunt of the aggression through one side and allow the bomb to get through from Simple. Maybe you can get a couple of frags in the back. But yeah, I guess it is a bit odd that you'd send the bomb there as opposed to just Simple by himself. But honestly, you've effectively got
really
pistols and nothing else. So yeah, as you say, it's not a huge deal at the end of the day. If they can get a bomb plant, that's best case scenario, really.
Yep.
But I kind of feel sorry for Guardian here, by the way. He's got 1 frag, but he's got 5 assists. Dude is putting in the work, but getting very little as a reward.
Indeed. Definitely having a tougher game. Meanwhile, Fallen's been putting on a clinic on the CT side with the op, doing everything you'd expect him. Now he's going to get aggressive at Ivy. Could find Seized here. He's going to be pushed towards Ivy. She does do for NaVi on pretty much every round, so he'll be used to handling this situation. We'll see if he can pick up on it this time, though. Does do the damage to Fallen, but Flamey's right there to trade. He still gets the kill on the Flamey, so I would say that's pretty well done from him. But Fallen able to at least equalize it and just maintain control of Ivy. Even press out, get some information.
Taco doing a decent job of holding the site by himself. Typically, it's been Flamey who's been there by himself up until now, but Flamey dying first in the round will definitely throw a span in the works. Look at Edward, though. Snuck his way all the way around the back. He thinks better of it, though. Had he have just kept going, of course, you have the benefit of the minimap and X-ray and all these cool little tools for the spectators, but if he kept going through box holes, he'd have definitely had at least 1 frag, and now he realises he was going back towards T-Sport. He's like, hold on a second. There were 2 players going B, after all. So now that rotation is not going to be as surprising, because from a terrorist viewpoint, you almost expect the rotation to come through Pop Dog. Very unlucky. 2-1-2, it's still not over just yet.
Yeah, they're kind of going to get pinched, though. FNX coming from spawn, while there's also the flank from Edward coming from the upper inner hall, so it's going to be tough to deal with this. They have 2 different directions to worry about, but they pick off FNX. Now they'll be able to focus their attention in the same spot, but Edward able to put the Silence Cult to work. Showtime trying to run away, gets caught by Edward, so they just weren't quick enough to react to him, and so he's still going to secure the round, funny enough. So it's going to be 7-2 for GK, and so while Mirage was kind of a chaotic map, we saw Dust 2 a pretty one-sided affair, I would say, on the CT side of that map for Uchiha, but now we're right back to GK having a one-sided CT affair here on Train.
Yeah, it just surprised me a little bit that in a 2-on-2, when that much time had elapsed, that they didn't at least have 1 player watching the backside. They are both looking over towards the CT spawn. So Edward did get the free drop and the first player in that 1-on-2. I was just seeing Uchiha maybe go for a set play. Looks like it is going to be a set play onto the A site. But the embracing arms of Edward, Flamey, and also very shortly Horn are going to be waiting for them. Decent spray down from Simple into heaven. Edward will bite the dust. He's looking for a second frag, and of course he's going to land it. Double kill for Simple, keeps the dream alive, but he's so low, and only pistols alongside him. However, Guardian goes in with a P250 close range and shuts down Fallen, so they're going to get at least a bomb plant out of this. But this has been the situations they've typically struggled. We've seen them get the bomb down 3 or 4 times. It's the retakes they've struggled to fend off. So this has to be converted.
Very low HP for Simple as well, but just at 22. Guardian also taking a lot of damage from that. Nady's down to 32 HP after that spam, and will get dispatched of. And so there you have it. The round has been... Wait, they both have kits, so I guess they're just looking for ops right now. So yeah, no need to panic here. They'll get to defuse, no problem. And it'll be 8-2. So some decent picks. Actually got down Fallen pretty quickly, as you noted, but it just didn't matter in the end. The rest of DK were able to chime in well, and they're building that lead up even more.
Yeah, it has been that last hurdle that seems to elude the T's. constantly stumbling on it. They get the bomb plant and then things go horribly wrong. You can see there in the last 5 rounds they planted the bomb 3 times, but they're being defused from the CTs. And the woes continue for Guardian. 6 assists now. He's not been playing bad. He's just not been able to finish off the kills. It's been kind of unfortunate to an extent. But he's going to get the first kill this round, so maybe that trend is going to shift right here, right now.
Very well could be. We have Seized and Flamey about to go to battle over here at Ivy here any moment, it seems like. And Fallen gonna catch Guardian. They're trying to hop back across, but Showtime and Seized, they will get a couple of picks here on opposite ends of the map. So the CTs are gonna get stretched thin now. But look at this Taco. They have no idea. He's able to play it so patient. 2 quick kills, but it's still all for naught, it seems. He's still gonna be stuck in a 1v2. Going to be quite difficult to deal with, as we do see, look at this, Simple already pressing in, slowing Taco down with that incendiary.
Yeah, great work by Taco, but unfortunately, as soon as his position is compromised, they're just going to go rush straight to the bomb, and even if they don't get this bomb planted outright, it's going to fake Taco into the open, and Simple will dispatch him with haste. So, decent round for Achia, and that is going to be the 8-3 scoreline. The economy now for the CTs effectively intact, as they are going to go for an M4 on Edward, but this just could be the equalizer. No, they're going to go for the force buy. I was curious there, because Edward had a lot of funds. So they're going to go all in on this round. So this effectively could be a 2-for-1, or maybe even a 3-for-1 as far as the T's are concerned, because Capoeira could be put into pistols for quite a while now. If they lose this round, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though they were on quite the winning streak, they had to rebuy a lot of players last couple of rounds, so definitely money is low on that side. We are going to see Ichia opening up pretty similar to what they have been most rounds, just kind of letting Cold and Guardian work their guns and kind of free roaming positions while C's holds up the Ivy, so it's not really changing things up a whole heck of a lot. FNX with that Mag 7 up close on the inner halls. Taco supporting him with the M4. They even rotated a 3rd player into inner. Flamey now going to be there as well. So trying to stack up a little bit here towards this side.
Yeah, quite stack as we highlighted. But unfortunately for the CTs, they have hemorrhaged the first frag. Edward right back though with a headshot onto Simple, who ate quite a bit of damage from Fall in the early stages of the round. 50 seconds left, and it would appear that the push is imminent into the Mag 7. FNX, if he plays this one close, this could be an absolute bloodbath. There's the first frag. Bomb has dropped down. Nearly gets a second. He does think Cold's error, but it's not enough to finish him off. Down to 16 he will go. Unfortunate, but a 3-on-3, and this could be Capoeira once again retaking. And be careful, because Edward's lurking, not for the first time.
And it's crazy. They rotated off right at the wrong time. The CTs were triple stacking in there. As soon as the hit came in, they had already rotated off, so unfortunate for them, but maybe the retake can still work, but not a C's anything to say about it. He catches 2 over towards the upper side, and Guardian catches Edward's flank, and there you have it, a 4th round for Uchiha, and now the money has run dry on the side of GK. They'll likely have to just take a full save here, and so Uchiha might be able to still make something out of this half, despite an early rough start where they were down, you know, pretty badly, right? I mean, it was 8-2 at one point, so they're bringing it back a little bit.
Yeah, this is why I said it could end up being a 3-for-1 round, because their economy is not great. Taco's gone for a force, and if they want orbs, they may have to tap out another round. And plus the fact they do have a 4-round lead coming into this one, there's no great rush. It's not as if they're desperate for rounds right here, right now. As I'm speaking, of course, the Eco Bastion effect from the terrorists, and that leaves Fallen with the P250 on Ivy. Could get the drop on C's. Nice frag. And will pick up the AK for himself. Simple looking around the corner. And Uchiha will pick up their 5th round. And now this is where it's going to get interesting for me. Do Capoeira go for the buy? It looks like they will. It's going to be without a single AWP though. And on a train, that can be a bit of an issue.
And we're going to see here, Fallen is going to be a little bit hamstrung by the fact he's not going to be able to have the scope weapon in his hands, which is so powerful for him on this map. Meanwhile, you have Guardian maybe being able to let loose with his, but man, Edward just cuts him off immediately. He decides to press up towards the ladder room and catches him. Now Flame will get boosted over a smoke, so perhaps gets seized off guard over here at Ivy. Simple gets pushed in as well, so I mean, just all of the peripherals is being pushed by GK, and they're winning most of the fights. They're going to get a 3-on-2 out of it.
Yeah, have bounced back from similar positions though, and Coldzera getting the pick onto Taco is massive. It opens up B. Quick rotation through connector. We'll see Flamey try and position himself. with the best possibility of holding off this attack. Bomb is going to get planted, though. I say that, Showtime. Oh, good guy Coldzera had the back of his teammate, the bodyguard, just completely blocking out Flamey's aggression. I was saying that maybe the bomb would get stopped because Showtime was planting on the left-hand side from the CT's perspective out in the open, but Coldzera read the situation perfectly. Nice round, and considering at one point this was, what, 8-2? This is somewhat of a comeback from Achia now.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They've won the last 4 rounds in a row. They still have GK in rough shape when it comes to their economy. I mean, you're seeing this round, they have 3 Mag 7s in play. Of course, Fallen can still be quite dangerous with the Scout. But, Edward gets caught there by Guardian. Almost had a chance to put that Mag 7 to work, but Guardian too quick there with the trigger finger. Taco presses up and gets 1 kill at inner halls to kind of even the odds, but they're still going to have a tough time here. Look at Simple creeped out so much. I don't think Fallen has any idea.
Interesting that Flamey, the last remaining player, went for an M4 without Kevlar. So there are options there to maybe go back with a pistol Kevlar, but honestly, doesn't make a great deal of difference. He's going to get fragged regardless. It was all on 4. And Achia have managed to bring that comeback and take it on board. 8-7. Still behind, of course, at half-time, but 7 rounds, very respectable for a T-half. Coldzera 15-10, Simple 17-12, and Fallen continues to impress at 18-9.
Yeah, so of course, like you noted, a big comeback there from them. 5 in a row to make it 8-7, as close as it gets. So it started out as a pretty dominant half from GK, developed into quite an interesting game we have on our hands now. Could wind up being one of the closer games we see this series if it keeps playing out like this. As of course, Dust 2 was quite a quick one.
Oh yeah, was it 16-4 I think in the end?
Something like that. It was definitely a one-sided affair, no doubt about it.
Sure. So, hyper-aggression. As Capoeira decide to just force onto A. All guns blazing with the Glocks. Close range, Edward and sees the battle to the death, a war of attrition more than anything else, and Guardian comes in for a second frag in quick succession, rounding it off with 3. Full house of frags, 3 for him, Simple with 2. And back to all even we go. That is now going to see 6 rounds in a row for Achia. And Capoeira will go for a force. A couple of Deagles and a couple of Tech 9s.
Yeah, they didn't really get a bomb plant last round, so they will just go ahead and try to see if they can't force up a tad bit and see if they can't make something happen, as they will be doing a triple Ivy setup with just 1 enter and 1 T connector, but C's has gotten aggressive and has already found that 1 player. And Guardian has his eyes trained on Ivy with the Scout, going to find the damage there right away. Takes some himself, though, and is forced to fall back, but kind of in a tense situation now as Cold is able to push in for another kill.
Let's continue for Capoeira. I mean, it's only 8-8, so it's not as if this is super one-sided, but when you consider the momentum and how briskly this has gone all the way with Achia, this actually is looking pretty brutal. Fallen with his Deagle alongside Flamey's Tech 9, albeit with 18 health behind it, and Fallen, unfortunately for him, turns his attention towards the top of the train as he gets peeked by the Mag 7 of C's. Achia now, for what I think may be the first time, yeah, it's the first time in this matchup on train, take the lead.
Indeed, they've been playing from behind the entire way, but they finally are going to take themselves a 1-round lead, and they have GK on, a save, so they should be able to extend it another round before they're able to deal with the threat of guns, as we are going to see GK pretty much all gathered up in the inner halls this time, maybe just looking to plow in there and see what they can do, but the aggression from Cold and company will make it difficult for them to find space to work with, and it's just going to be a slaughter fest up here, and that's going to be that.
Yeah, not much to say about that round in all honesty. It was a throwaway round for Capoeira, seeing if they could maybe go on to B. And it was a good read for Achia, because typically teams that are on the eco, the desperation mode, with pretty much just Glocks and not a great deal else, will go for that cheeky plant on B. It is the easier of the sites to just force your way on. You can actually do it with just the one well-placed flashbang in all honesty. So a good read with the SMGs getting all up in the face of their opponents, and Capoeira now coming through into this round with arguably the better of the buys. They've got the AWP over the Scout. They've got 4 AKs as opposed to Mag 7 and the UMP, so maybe this is their chance. Or maybe the Scout for Guardian is just going to wreck Flamey and give them the early advantage. He will go down after peeking Ivy, so a trade that will favour the terrorists pretty handedly, but a couple of warning shots.
And FNX is going to find Coldzera as well. Another kill going over towards the GK side, as they are going to be using Edward to put some pressure on the inner site. He'll find that it's empty. So that means the bomb could work its way in unless somehow Simple is able to flank ladder and cut this bomb off. Well, it doesn't look like he's going to be doing that. It looks like he's still trying to keep his eye open for any type of T-connector push. So that means this bomb is going to go in. Edward has such control of the site. I don't think they have any clue. Yeah, Edward able to just catch these completely off guard.
Showtime, 1-on-4 over on the A side of the map. Should get the drop on Taco. Gets the frag fairly cleanly. 26 HP will evaporate. But, I mean, there's no real hopes. What's the economy looking like? Yeah, they can easily buy into the next round, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if they lose this M4. Of course, in this kind of scenario, if he whiffs the shot onto Edward, I'd expect him to just pull back and try and save. But he doesn't even get the chance, because Edward, with cat-like reactions, destroys him the millisecond he gets around the corner. And this guy is God mode today.
The first gun round gonna go in favor of GK. Really just got to give a lot of credit to Edward, just being able to slip into enter and control it the way that he did. Allow them passes into the site for free. Also able to counter the aggression quite well just across the map. So we do have a double op setup now in play though for Uchi. It's going to be Guardian and coldzera. So certainly two people that can be quite dangerous with those weapons. We'll have them in play. Just falling for the terrorist side here. So it looks like he will be taking his op over towards the inner halls.
Flamey just got spanked through the wall as well, down to 38 all bang shots. That's going to leave a mark and a fair chunk of damage to boot, so their aggression on the site may not be that good, but you can see the feat of Simple from Fallen's perspective, and he decided to preemptively shoot through the wooden panels. Very nice shot indeed, and silences Simple right off the bat. So 2 ops now. If the smoke set play gets put into the A site, this is going to be a rough hole for Achieve, what it feels. So Capoeira looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Guardian looking to see if he can't even the score with an aggressive push at Ivy, and he will find Taco, so he puts it back into a 4 versus 4. We do have Flamey still controlling the inner halls here. Fallen coming into the outer yard, looking to see if he can't find Guardian back. They're going to be dancing around the trains. Guardian has been spotted on top of Green. Fallen trying to catch him from below. Not going to find it just yet, but eventually will. And so now you do see it come back into a 3-on-3. It's getting really rather chaotic at this point. Several kills going off. Now a 2v3 here.
Time as well, Dust. This is ticking against Capoeira horrendously. That flashbang right in the face of Flamey now puts even more pressure on FNX's shoulders. It was bad enough that the bomb's behind him, and he's only got 13 seconds. He's pretty much tapping out this round, I feel. He's going to get killed before time, so at least that's going his way. But Uchiha continue the onslaught. The 1 round in 8 that Capoeira have picked up has instantly been nullified and puts them back into a terrible economy.
Yeah, I mean, it started off kind of even because you just saw the ops kind of finding picks, but Showtime actually had the big play there inside the ladder room. A couple of kills is really kind of what changed the pacing of the round, and at that, you are going to see GK just on pistols here, and coldzera already finding Fallen, and seems like they're being run through the blender for the most part here. Showtime catching 2 dropping ladder, and this should be the 12th round now for Uchiha.
Certainly should. Can't see them letting this one slip. P250 and Glock. Oh, Scout's been picked up. Edward has it. Does actually tag Showtime in fairness to him, but down to 1 health. The 1 HP dream is real. Is it going to be a clean sweep for the CTs? Taco, nope, he's not going to allow it to happen. He's going to try and pick up the AK and do more damage to the CTs. Problem is, though, even going through into this next round, because they did actually buy up a couple of weapons, and a couple of players who have a lackluster buy. Yeah, you got like mid 3,000s on Edward, 3.2k on FNX. So it's going to be another fairly poor buy if they even go in for one. Maybe a Tech 9 with Kevlar, maybe a Galil. Let's see what FNX goes for.
Yeah, certainly going to be a little bit low there. He will go for the Galil. Drops it over to Fallen, picks up an AK. Will be utility in play, but not a whole heck of a lot. Meanwhile, you still see coldzera with the op. We see several heading over towards ladder here. Edward leading the charge. Showtime going to be there once more. This time, Edward will get the better of him. Flamey also finding a pick, and so they actually have kind of everything open to them for the choosing as far as what they want to do. Looks like they will just take it inner. I mean, they're just kind of mowing over the opposition. This is definitely a big change of pace from what we've been seeing.
Definitely helps when they got 2 entry frags back to back in different locations that spread the CT so thin. You see the player that was on top of the train on B. Was it Taco? I'm not entirely sure who it was. No, it was Taco that fragged him. He was on top of the train, he was like looking towards ramp, and he got picked off from catwalk, so it just shows how thin they were spread. The Cabrera, I mean, fair play to them. They've been up against it this last 10 to 15 minutes. But they have exploded into this round, and it'll give Guardian and the rest of Uchiha a couple of things to think about. Right now, his focus is surviving this 1-on-4, but those endeavors aren't going to last too long. 12 to 10 now.
Yeah, I mean, Showtime have been having a lot of success on the ladder in the last couple of rounds, but this time Edward just silences him right off the bat. Like you noted, it was a simultaneous exchange as there was another pick from GK at the same time, and again, they just kind of had free will of the round at that point. And so now it's 10 to 12, so we're starting to see a close matchup here. Uchiha is still able to get a buy, and this time it'll be Simple toting the op in place of Cold. Fallen will have one back in his hands once more, and again, the focus seems to be on these inner halls as Taco actually just runs through an incendiary looking for the quick pick on the Seas in the other site. He won't find it, however. Seas will be able to take him down and back off, and now everything has kind of come to a standstill for GK. They're just kind of still gathered up above ladder. They're starting to climb down, so it seems like they might split this outer site. They do have Fallen in position at T-Connector with the op, but Showtime is up close. He could certainly catch one off guard.
You see what Taco's going through there in his mind, like super aggression. We've seen this on Mirage a couple of times as well when he pushed on ramp on smoke and got wrecked. I don't know how seriously like the players are taking this, but that approach is so risky. It's very, very high risk. High reward as well, of course, if he does get the kill on Seas, but he doesn't. Showtime still playing the close angle, comes around, he's going to get one frag, and he's going to preemptively spray down. Unfortunately for him, though, FNX using his brain and just hides behind the wall until the bullets run dry. Nice frag by Fallen, makes it a 3-on-2, but two players on Capoeira who have the player advantage are exceptionally low.
That is certainly true. Fallen and Edward are both bleeding out at this point, and if Seas can stay well hidden, he might be able to catch one of them off guard. Does, in fact, lay out Edward, but now the bomb knows exactly where the last CT is. He's going to be able to bring that bomb through ladder into the outer site, so it will get planted before Seas can get there, but can he win the 1v2?
He's his first kill onto FNX. That's very doable. They line up. Oh, that was so close to get the double spray down. They absolutely lined up one after another. But instead, Uchiha, who've been on a tear, now find themselves in an eco situation. 2,000 to high 2,000, so best case scenario is a few upgraded pistols here, and not much else. And now Capoeira can turn it back around. The tables may turn once again.
Indeed, we may see ourselves another lead exchange here in this second half, as we are going to see GK getting out of the outer yard pretty quickly. Flamey already pushed through past the Olafmeister spot, but Guardian trying to come up close with the USP, but Flamey will catch him. So it seems like they're going to be able to tear through this round with ease and tie this thing up at 12 all.
Yeah, we're expecting a fairly one-sided affair in this round. That certainly has lived up to expectations. Double SMGs, both getting 2 frags apiece, so that is money in the bank. Simple, and his P250, his trusty sidearm. Just looking for a frag, desperate for a misplay. But I mean, just judging from Cabrera, they're not going to fall into this. And if someone does push him, it's more than likely going to be an SMG that's expendable anyway. It's not a big deal if you lose an SMG in this confrontation. So I mean, just a perfect play as far as Capoeira are concerned.
Yeah, I think Simple's in for a bad time here in any moment. He does find one kill, but they're just going to press in and take him out. So 12 game at this point. Are going to see Uchiha being able to buy up, but they will only have one op in play. It'll be on Cold Zero once again. Him and Simple have been kind of splitting the duties. Haven't seen Guardian really touch it at all on the CT side, at least.
So 22 frags for Cold Zero and Simple. Fallen top fragging with 24 and 15. So sharing the weight around the scoreboard. Grenade knocks Edward down to 69. A few cappers in chat, I'm sure. Season meanwhile goes for double spray down. Only gets the one. And Taco making amends for that previous whiff with the MAC-10. That was a bit brutal to watch. Showtime. Long range. I thought it was him that got the frag. It was actually Cold Zero that snuck away with it with the AWP, who was just below him on connector side. So 3 plays 4. And Uchiha have another chance to extend their lead once more. But Taco with a very aggressive play with 26 HP gets the second opening pick. Grenade is a little bit off, but there's the correct play. And it absolutely destroys Cold Zero. The spray is on point afterwards. And now Uchiha only have the 2 players to retake with and no kits or grenades. This is a very difficult scenario for Guardian and Showtime.
Yeah, Taco's done so much damage here, but Guardian still gets it into a winnable 1 versus 2. He doesn't have a kit, though, so he needs to work quickly. So he does spot one right up close on the side. It's going to be FNX, but FNX able to maneuver around Pop Dog. Does spot the barrel of Fallen's op, though, on the lower ramp as well. So he has the information he needs, but he still needs to land the shots. He does, in fact, find FNX, but Fallen still alive. And again, there is no kit for Guardian. So it looks like he is just going to have to back off and save this op. So conceding the round will be the CT side. So GK now up 13-12. Big plays from Taco.
Yeah, Taco got 2 or 3 massive frags in that round. 2 massive impact kills towards the beginning of it. And Capoeira, again, will be breaking the funds of Uchiha, who have the AWP, the Guardian that was saved. He's going to be moving over to A via connector. Not a great spawn, though, so unlikely you'd have got the opening pick, especially considering the Capoeira are playing this one passively again. I think they're reading this economic situation perfectly, realizing it's pistols, and this almost forces a stack or something out of the ordinary and unorthodox play from the CTs. So they're reacting accordingly.
CT's just had that triple stack in the inner bomb site, just relying on Guardian's op, basically, to kind of hold things down in the outer yard. Understandable to gamble in a situation like this. You have a low chance to win, but maybe if you can stack and they run into your trap, maybe you pull something out. As in fact, they rotate a 4th player. That's going to be Guardian even now taking his op towards the inner halls a little bit. After not seeing anything down Ivy, wanting to, you know, maybe show a little bit of support there. Just kind of hold Z, have a quick rotation position. And he will actually find Flamey.
Therein lays the importance of saving an AWP, ladies and gents, that you can get that pick and that could quickly turn the round in your favour. It is right now, but as this round goes on, you'd have fancied Capoeira to maybe leapfrog back over. The downside, however, having a quick look at the utility, they only have 1 smoke to play with now. So 1 smoke to execute on a site with. Against pistols, pistols holding the close angles, especially on bomb sites like A, there's so many angles you have to watch out for, but that's going to alleviate so much pressure with Edward doming Coldzera. Guardian answers back. He's got 3 frags with the save thought. Make it 4. He's on for the ace now. He's not going to quite land it. Oh, the nightmare. But those 4 kills are worth its weight in gold. Beautiful for Guardian.
Hey, he's been pretty quiet this entire real series, really, I'd say. But that's a big play out of him there. A big quad kill right at the right moment to perhaps steal this map away. It's been kind of a back-and-forth map, to be honest. We've seen a big lead at one point from GK. Uchiha quick to wipe it off the board, but then GK took the lead back, and now we're at a tie again. So it's definitely been a back-and-forth affair at this point over the last half or so. We are going to see everyone bought up to the T. A little bit of low utility on a couple of players on GK, but nothing too severe. The Taco once more looking to see if he can't work something towards the inner side of the map. Op in play on Fawn looking for picks as well. So far there have been no shots exchanged really.
I feel like that's the marking of a truly great player. One that may have a very cold map where they go off the boil, but then they have those moments of just pure brilliance. You know, landing the difficult flicks, landing the shots, positioning himself perfectly. That's exactly what Guardian did. As he said, he hasn't had the greatest game. In terms of stats, he's on 8 assists, so he has been putting in the work, just not necessarily reaping the kills. That was a massive play to get Uchiha back into this one. It's still on a razor's edge. It could go either way. Anybody's game. All 10 players alive and kicking. Plenty of utility has been expended, I should say, with 43 seconds to go. In actual fact, there's 0 smokes again, Dust, with this much time left.
Yeah, they've used a lot, but they haven't gained much ground. Now they'll slowly begin to roll into the outer, or to the inner bomb side. Taco does pick up one. It's a exchange that favors GK, so the bomb will get planted. But look at this, Showtime, this runs up. They have no clue. And he's going to completely tilt the balance of this round.
That's unreal, isn't it? It may still go the way of the terrorists, though, because all things considered, it's a 2-on-1. And it's Guardian again, maybe feeling it after his previous 4K, narrowly missing out on the shot, unbeknownst to him. Taco's actually on 10 HP, so USP would do the deal for him. Nearly gets fragged on the cross, down to 40. He still seems to think someone's up on the catwalk, but that's not the case. As we know, Edward's coming down ramp. Guardian, oh my god, what is that shot? Edward gets destroyed. Dispatched with haste, and unfortunately for Guardian, he doesn't have a kit. And so therefore he's going to have to back away. When someone lands a shot like that, you almost want them to win. They deserve to win. Instead, he's just about going to survive the detonation of the bomb blast.
That's just a...
Take it.
brilliant display of situational awareness, just being able to pin down one player, knowing how to angle yourself out of his view while you search for your other opponent. I mean, you're playing a 1v2 situation, one value is known, but you're still trying to catch that other player. He just perfectly positioned himself to do it, does land the shot as well, just unfortunate he didn't have a kit to play that thing out all the way, and so GK still wind up with the round despite some great efforts from Guardian. So it is going to be 14-13 now. CT's running a little bit low on money. Sees with just a Deagle. Showtime with that Mag 7 in the ladder room, but this is a position where that Mag 7 can certainly still serve you well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, honestly, the Mag 7's tailor-made for these sort of situations. Very good at this kind of range. I feel like two of the best places to take a Mag 7 in the entire game are sort of like Drop Zone on Cobblestone and Pop Dog on Train. These two are like ridiculous spots for a Mag 7. So if the terrorists go down, they probably will get fragged out. But if they're getting opening picks on B, that may not need to be the case. And that forces Showtime to become the aggressor. And, well, right into Taco's patient hands he will fall. Guardian alive. And the way he's been playing these last couple of rounds, man, I'm not even going to say that they can't pull this off. He has been ridiculous. Gets flashed, though. First kill goes his way. And now 3-on-2. Both of them tagged, though. Only have 57 HP between the two of the remaining CTs. 300 in total on the terrorist side, so a big discrepancy in that case. But the AWP is in play still. Edward tagged, nearly fragged. USB comes out, Guardian whiffs it narrowly. He actually doesn't. He gets the kill just before falling. Pardon me. Cold Sarah on 9 HP. Has to just back away. So another round goes to Capoeira. And 2 match points will follow.
Yeah, indeed, and Cold may not even hold on to this M4. Taco is actually going for the chase a little bit here. I don't know if he'll actually push all the way through and find him. Looks like that will not be the case, so he will hold on to it. But it's still 15-13, and money is still so low onto this CT side. You can see they're forcing up what they can. Guardian able to find a scout. Simple, though, on just the 5-7. Same with Showtime. Though they are certainly not in a good position here, firepower-wise, to deal with GK and try to force this into an overtime.
That is the best case right now. The 2 5-7s. Not looking too great, is it? Scout. Guardian is so good with this weapon, though. It's effectively like an AWP in his hands. No Kevlar behind it. Just the one kit, and it's been taken away. As I mentioned, that C's gets taken out on the B site. And already a very aggressive Taco is trying to put his foot down the throat. Ooh. Flamey with 2 beautiful entry frags over on the A site. Meanwhile, so the entire defense is just collapsing. And Uchiha Guardian, and they have Cold Zera for the second consecutive round in a clutch scenario. Guardian misses his shot, and that probably is going to be all she wrote. As good as Cold Zera is, a 1-on-4 with only a flashbang. It's not going to happen, is it? 16-13. And Capoeira will take it 2-1 overall in this mix-up show match.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy half. Uchiha started off great. They were up 5-1 in this half, but then we just saw right there from GK, they won 7 of the last 8 rounds to climb back in and take the W. So the GK squad will take it in this situation. So the Fallen-led lineup will be victorious. And it was just kind of a fun little show match, right? Again, nothing really on the line. Most of the serious matches were kind of the previous 2 days. And obviously the main part of this was also just to kind of boot camp, get players in form after taking a long break. And they've accomplished that, and we've got a little entertaining show match out of it as well.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. We saw some crazy plays. One that sticks out to me is that no-scope, the scout no-scope by Edwards on the B site at Dust 2. That was disgusting. Guardian with a sick 4K as well, just a few rounds ago.
He also had that crazy 2-for-1 on Mirage when he jumped down from Sandwich and had that close range 2-for-1. It was pretty cool. So a couple highlight reel moments. We had Harambe make an appearance. that was certainly the talk of the town on Reddit pretty soon afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, Cold Zero landed a couple of sick spree kills, 4Ks and 3Ks on Dust 2. So he had a bunch of it, and it's been a lot of fun. But that is going to be the show matches over and done with now. Thank you very much for joining me, Dust. Any final remarks before we cut the stream short?
No, not at all. It was fun hanging out. I hope you guys had some fun. That'll be it, I guess, for the HyperX match show series. But yeah, you can just catch me and Metis on Twitter. I'm sure he can give you those links, or they might be in the chat. I think we'll both be doing some work soon that you'll be able to, take a listen to if you want. But yeah, that's about it.
Yep, so at Dust Murat for Dust, at Metis CS GO for myself. And I'm going to quickly switch back to music, guys. Let the stream play a little bit longer. I'll do an update later on in about 5 or so minutes for people that are just joining, and I will cut the stream short. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this World War Bootcamp by HyperX, and we will see you later.